Okay, apologies, everybody. We do not have a quorum, but we can pursue with an informational only meeting with no action items. So we're going to suggest we do that just because folks are here. So we'll go ahead and do the call to order at 11:11 a.m. City of Arcata.
Present.
Blue Lake, not present. Eureka, present. Ferndale, not present. Fortuna, not present. Rio Dell,
Here.
Trinidad, not present. County of Humboldt.
Here.
Wonderful. We are going to have to go ahead and skip the approval of our April 20th meeting minutes. We will bring that to the next LTF meeting for approval. We can move on to the jurisdiction representative reports. This is a time for each jurisdiction just to provide updates on what they've been working on related to waste management. So I'll see if anybody would like to go first.
Sure, yeah, I can kick us off. So the City of Arcata's updates are that we are continuing our franchise agreement negotiations with Recology, and we are anticipating that the timeline of that should continue to keep us on track for our compliance action plan with CalRecycle and meeting those key deadlines. We're also planning to apply for a Clean California grant with Caltrans to complete some illegal dumping and workforce training development through their grant-funded program. And then finally, I think this applied to all jurisdictions, but the city got an automatic, I believe about 6 months extension of our SB 1383 local grant program, and that will bring that grant timeline out to November 2026. And those are all the updates that I have for the city at this time.
Thank you.
For the county, again, just like everybody else, still in negotiations with our franchise. We're getting close on our closure to the Table Bluff landfill that we're working closely with environmental health and Cal Recycle funding to close and redo the leachate system. We just got the bids back in and about to award the bid for the reconstruction of our Redway transfer station. And I think that's about it.
Thank you.
So we're also in our franchise negotiations phase, and it's starting to get more active. Rio Dell's strategy has been to align better with the other jurisdictions in relation to our contract language, and then kind of dive in now to the specifics of it. So at our last city council meeting, the council has given direction to pursue universal collection and 1383 organics waste collection, and to get cost quotes back from Recology related to those activities. Rio Dell is not currently under any corrective action plan, and so we are looking at potential implementation and go date of January 1st, 2027. So basically aligned with the group. And again, if there are interested folks in this process, again, a lot of this is not necessarily being driven by regulatory compliance issues, but the desire of the community to get prepared, the city to get prepared for the future when those requirements undoubtedly increase, and eventually Rio Dell would be required to do universal collection or organics waste collection. So we're trying to align as this is the most efficient time for Rio Dell to be, engaging in this activity in coordination with the other entities. Other than that, I don't have much else to add. Thank you.
Thank you, Kyle. The City of Eureka update is similar to other jurisdictions. We continue the Recology franchise negotiations. And then we actually were awarded a grant from CalRecycle's beverage container recycling program. We've been increasing recycling at the Sequoia Park Zoo and redeeming that CRV funds for the zoo conservation program. So that's been a fun grant to help oversee. And Other than that, that wraps up the City of Eureka report. So we can move on to ongoing discussion items. If I could see the participants on Zoom so I can know if any of our informational folks are here with us so I can invite them to speak. Awesome. I see Hambro online. We have a standing item for receiving updates from our local CRV Redemption Center. So I invite you guys to provide any updates you might have for us today.
Well, Hambro is operating in Humboldt County. Of course, Arcata, Eureka, Fortuna, Redway, and Willow Creek operations are going well. The busy season is coming to a close. Our pilot program's starting to finish up its funding from the state, but we're operating at a level that we think will be adequate for us to continue operations as long as the pilot program parameters allowing us to operate less than 30 hours a week at the off sites. The smaller sites like Redwood and Willow Creek allow us to go forward, which is expected, I think, into 2034. So things are going well.
Thank you. Do any LTF members have any questions for Hambro? Okay. Next would be an update from the curbside recycling collector Recology. I'm not sure that I see Frank and or Fred on the line, but I'll pause real quick just in case I'm missing anybody. Okay. I do not believe we have anybody today for a curbside recycling update. Are there any discussion topics about curbside recycling from any LTF members? Okay. Our next item is an update on SB 1383. This would be a time for folks to share any updates on that program. Well, I will take a second just to share that the City of Eureka and HWMA did meet on site at Full Cycle Compost last week to discuss their processing abilities for local material when a program comes online. It was very productive and really enjoyed meeting them and understanding what folks are doing that work now for our community, and look forward to how they will be a piece of the puzzle come time for curbside organics collection. I do see Lloyd on the line, and we definitely want to meet with him too. So maybe we'll hear from him a little later in public comment. Okay. Moving on, we have a section for non-task force members to provide reports. HWMA is first, and we do have Eric here today.
Thank you, Chair. So HWMA has a couple items. An update on our last meeting. I mentioned that the County Integrated Waste Management Plan needed to be updated in October, September. That has been revised. Through the years, we've done random updates to the County Integrated Waste Management Plan and done it earlier than required. So in talking with CalRecycle, that does not alter the 5-year update schedule. So we need to have the next County Integrated Waste Management Plan updated by January of 2027. So we actually have an entire year, basically, to ensure that we get that online. And with some of the programs that are going to be coming online, we'll want to make sure that we wrap those new programs into that update prior to January 1, 2027. Our organics feasibility study is out. It's been sent to all interested parties. We're hoping to have responses back sometime in November, decide on a proposal December, and then award in January. So that's kind of the timeline that we're currently looking at. But that is ongoing. The other update for our organics grant, ORG 7, we should be hearing back sometime this week from CalRecycle about our request for an extension, for the 1-year extension to that grant. And I will make sure that we update all jurisdictions when I do hear that back. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you expect April or October LTF next year for the Integrated Waste Management Plan to come to us?
It could be either one, barring the programs that come online. October may actually be a better fit for it. That way we incorporate all new programs, so we don't have to do an update if we have a vast change in our operations. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Next is Recology, and I don't think we had anybody online, but I'll pause just a second in case there is somebody here. Okay. We also have a standing item for Zero Waste Humboldt. We haven't seen them recently, but I'll pause real quick, make sure no one is here from that organization. Okay. We also have the LEA / Department of Environmental Health. Yes, thank you.
Thanks. My name is Nick Grunder. I'm the senior of the LEA. I have a few items. First, CalRecycle has recently established a new enforcement agency notification requirement for operators who land apply organic material in quantities greater than 4,000 cubic yards. These operators will now be required to notify the LEA of their activities and maintain records of laboratory tested samples of the material that they apply. The new regulations also set limits on how frequently and where material can be applied, as well as the depth of application. This new notification type was developed in response to increased unregulated land application of organic materials following the implementation of Senate Bill 1383. It's intended to provide oversight for these activities, ensure that they are conducted safely and in a way that protects public health and the environment. It's important to note that these requirements do not apply to finished stable compost. The second item is an update on Assembly Bill 411, which was recently signed and it essentially allows ranchers to compost mammalian tissue. This means that ranchers can now legally compost cattle carcasses under certain conditions, and the LEA has reached out to CalRecycle to request best management practices for this type of composting so that we can provide clear guidance and resources to local ranchers who may want to use this method. And the last item, I just want to mention the improvement on the closed Table Bluff landfill site. Was a strong collaboration between Environmental Health, County Public Works, and CalRecycle, who provided significant grant funding to make that work possible. The project focused on regrading and improving site drainage to reduce leachate generation, protect nearby natural resources, and minimize long-term maintenance needs. Overall, it was a great example of local and state agencies working together to protect the environment and ensure the continued safety of a closed landfill site. And it's worth noting that even landfills that have been closed for decades continue to be our responsibility to monitor and maintain to ensure that they remain protective of public health and the environment. It's a good example of how we continue to meet long-term stewardship needs.
Thank you, Nick. Any questions or comments?
Does 411 only apply to cattle? Does it apply to other livestock as well?
It applies to other livestock as well.
Any other questions or comments for Nick? Okay, thank you so much. Now we have a time for CalRecycle, and I see Katie on the line.
Hello,
Hi.
Catherine Koch. I'm the local assistance representative for Humboldt County jurisdictions. I have just a couple quick updates. Our monthly SB 1383 Chat with CalRecycle webinar is coming up on November 19th, 2025. It will be from 1 to 3 p.m. and will be focused on large venues and events. That could potentially be somewhat timely, as I believe there was some work happening on a plan for the fairgrounds in Ferndale. Please let me know if you would like me to send you a link for that. We also have some open grant cycles. The local government waste hire enforcement grant program is accepting applications through November 4th. The beverage container recycling / county payment program is accepting applications through November 18th. The reusable beverage containers infrastructure grant program is accepting applications through December 4th, as well as the increased recycling of empty glass beverage containers grant program. The Farm and Ranch Solid Waste Cleanup and Abatement Grant is accepting applications through January 6th, 2026. And the Beverage Container Redemption Innovation Grant Program is accepting applications through June 30th, 2026. We do also have a stakeholder workshop coming up on November 5th from 12:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. It's the Illegal Dumping Technical Advisory Committee public meeting. If you are interested in participating in that, please send me an email and I would be happy to send the link to you. And our next monthly public meeting is going to be on November 18th, 2025. And those, I believe, always start at 10 a.m. That's it for me. Thanks.
Thank you. Any questions or comments for CalRecycle? Wonderful. Thank you. Our next agenda item is any future items for future agendas. Did hear from HWMA that we'd have the integrated waste management plan at either meeting next year. Are there any other items to put on our radar for future discussion? Okay. Seeing none, next is the time for members of the public to address the LTF on items that were not on the agenda. So I would invite folks in person first, and then we can move to Zoom. There should be a green light on the base.
There we go.
Perfect.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jason Dodge, co-owner of Handle It Junk Removal. We've been in contact with Recology, initiated by them, regarding dumpsters and the rights to rent them in various locations. And I was wondering, we have some questions on that of like, where do we stand? They're telling us that basically we can't do it at all for any reason, and I know that they're not the authority on that, but they are a franchise or the franchise trash service. So I'm just looking for some information. Really, we're a family-owned business, very very community oriented, and to be hassled by a company of that size is, it just doesn't seem right. So I'm looking for some information, whatever you can give us, as far as like where we can, where we can't, if we can become a franchised hauler, not looking to compete with them, or not looking to replace them, but just, offer our services to the community to better serve the community.
Yeah, we're unable to address public comment in the meeting, but if you want to stick around when the meeting's over, staff might be available to speak with you and guide you a little bit on how to get the right information.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else in person? Okay. Do we have anybody on Zoom?
Hey, Robin. Can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead, Lloyd.
Yeah, hey, thanks. Yeah, I've been meaning to reply to your email, but I was wanting to maybe set up a meeting with you and potentially Miles and Donna to discuss, how we can help you guys going forward.
Okay. Is that just your public comment? Is that all you have?
And the comment is also that, as local worm guy, we're just hoping to continue to be able to serve the community with 1383 compliance and also landfill diversion and nutrient reclamation services.
Okay. Thank you, Lloyd. Staff will reach out.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else on Zoom? Okay. We can go ahead and close public comment, and that does adjourn us at 11:30 today. Thank you, everybody.